or do I find it in this crazy old world? I need strategies, strategies for living radio. Your dose of radio rehab. Strategies for living radio. Every time I listen, Lauren and David share strategies for living, and it makes me aware. I got strategies for living, strategies for living radio. Your dose of radio rehab. Strategies for living radio. Your dose of radio rehab. Strategies for living radio.
Yeah, we need them. We need those strategies, don't we? Those strategies for living. So are you ready? You ready for your daily dose of radio rehab?
You couldn't tell?
Yeah, well, I heard your microphone. Yeah, I could tell.
I'm ready.
Yeah, I could tell. Oh, folks, welcome. Welcome into another edition of Strategies for a Living. I'm Dr. David McMillian. She is LPC psychotherapist Lauren Leon McMillian. You know, Lauren, most people, I don't think, nothing's 100%, right? But I don't think most people would argue with the statement, we all need to focus on good hygiene.
Sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And, of course, when we say that, immediately what comes to mind is, well, I shower twice a day. Yeah. I wash my hands. Unless I'm working out in the yard or digging a tunnel or something, I'm relatively clean most of the time.
Right.
And that's important. Physical hygiene is extremely important. What I don't think we talk enough about is energetic hygiene.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess you could also say it's spiritual hygiene.
Right.
But you know, it's hygiene nonetheless.
Right. I mean, we are mind, body, and spirit.
We are,
right?
and they can't be separated.
They cannot, which is, the definition, if we look at it, of health.
Yeah.
Right, which is whole.
Well, you and I had an experience earlier today. We were leaving the office, and after a tough encounter with a client, you said to me, I don't feel I'm tired.
Right.
I don't feel great.
Right.
And, I suggested to you, well, maybe it's because of what you've been doing the last couple of hours.
Yeah.
And, it's like we don't think about that. And maybe we need to think about it more. So we're going to do that today here on Strategies. What do you think?
That sounds good and important.
Sounds like a plan. Spiritual hygiene, energy hygiene. Thanks for listening, and we appreciate our sponsors who make it all possible. The Robinson Film Center, Azalea Cleaners, Pintail Roofing, the Balanced Life Wellness Center, Fertitta's Delicatessen, home of the Muffy, SRT Sales Training, Uprising Addiction Center, and Mira Direct Primary Care. Energy hygiene, spiritual hygiene. We're talking about it today right here on Strategies for Living. Come back with us.
Tune in daily, find the light. Healthy mind and spirits bright. Strategies for living strong. Feel the vibe, it won't go wrong. Body moves and soul align. Catch the rhythm, feel the time. Radio rehab every day. Chase those clouds of gray away. Your daily dose of radio rehab. Lift you up when skies seem drab. Mind and body, spirits free. Living life in harmony.
And welcome into Strategies for Living. Lauren Leon McMillian, David McMillian. Glad you're here with us, and glad we're talking about an important subject today, energy hygiene. Again, it amazes me, Lauren, how we've done the show for 33 years now, And it still amazes me that from time to time, like today, we, encounter a subject that we haven't previously done a program on. At least I don't recall any program on spiritual hygiene. We've touched around
That's what
the
I was
subject.
Gonna say.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we mentioned it throughout. We just never really named
Committed
it as such
yeah.
and committed a whole hour to it.
But let me work the psychotherapist in the room.
Okay.
So if you said during the introduction, this is going to sound like a challenge, but it's not a challenge. Okay. So, but you said during the introduction that body, mind, and spirit could not be disconnected.
Right.
And we talk, medically and therapeutically. There's a lot of talk about behavior. There's a lot of talk about thoughts and the mind.
Correct.
But we don't have as much talk about listen to you.
I'm already.
Yeah,
You've
yeah.
already got me.
So my question is, why is that? Now I'll bail you out a minute here.
Okay.
I'll bail you out for a minute.
Couple answers there.
And I'm interested to know what your answers are. But I do think it's getting better.
Absolutely.
But
I think it is.
But still, what's the problem? What's the issue? Why don't we engage this more if it's so doggone important?
It's interesting because as you know this as well as I, it goes all the way back to Freud.
Yes.
Right from the very beginning.
We take a big bow.
Yeah. Well, and there's so many, I think there are many psychotherapists out there who will say, okay, yeah, there are things that Freud got right and things he didn't,
Sure.
right? But he laid the foundation.
Sure.
And yet one of the things I think we still consciously or unconsciously adhere to is his rigorousness about that split.
Right.
Like keeping that spirituality separate. You know as well as I that was the issue between Freud and Jung.
Yeah, they were contemporaries, and Jung liked Freud. Freud liked Jung, and Jung was a disciple for a while. But the splitting point came with the spiritual stuff.
Yeah, and I think the other issue is the idea that it touches on what we have deemed as religion. Right. And so
we've deemed that spirituality belongs in the religious world.
Right.
And I would severely argue with that.
Yeah, I would as well.
I know a lot of religious people that are not the least bit spiritual. Mm-hmm. I know some spiritual people that aren't the least bit religious too, to be fair.
Correct.
They're not the same thing.
Right.
I mean, in a perfect world. Mm-hmm. You would hope that religion teaches and invites advanced spirituality.
Absolutely, at its best.
But it doesn't always work that way.
Right.
And I'm not picking on any denomination, so don't hear that as picking on Christians or picking on Muslims or picking on Jewish people or picking on Hindus. I'm not.
Yeah.
I think in my sense, it's across the board.
Yeah. I also think, coming from my personal background, I think science has a little bit to do with it. Mm-hmm. And the idea that they have made this separation, they even make the separation where I think psychology is coming into its own, but for a long time and still by many,
still coming.
It's considered a soft science, right?
Yeah.
Or a
we have at least
pseudoscience.
gotten to that point now where it's a science, but it's a soft science.
And so really what it comes down to, it are these imaginary lines that human egos have created around what we can quote unquote prove
and what we can measure. What can be measured. And energy, if we're talking about energy hygiene today, spiritual or energy hygiene, you can't measure that.
It's coming into its own and being measured. You know what I mean? It's the idea that radio waves exist, and it took some time for us to be able to measure that, detect it, and then be able to transmute it and transmit it across places.
But wherever somebody is listening to us right now,
right.
I promise you, whether you're in your car, whether in your house, whether in your office, wherever you are, radio waves are all around you.
They exist, and
They
you can't
exist,
see them
and
with
you,
your eyes.
You can't. You can't hear them unless you have a specific tuner that allows you to tune into a specific frequency.
Yeah.
And so, again...
And the reality is, in a lot of ways, we have a lot more scientific evidence and research into the ideas that, yes, we absolutely have a, whatever you want to call it, a biofield beyond what we can measure as the quote-unquote solid physical body, right? I mean, there's plentiful evidence, but we're still stuck in old science in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I agree. There's one other thing that I guess I would add to, and good answer, by the way, but there's one other thing that I would add to that just for people to be aware of, and that is, and I do not know the percentage of this, but I'm relatively certain that it's very high. The majority are a great deal of graduate programs out there are focused on some form of cognitive therapy. That's what they teach.
Yep.
That's what someone comes out of graduate school ready to go to battle with, go to practice with.
Again, because it's quote unquote evidence based.
Yes.
Right.
And it's measurable.
Right.
And yes, there are many practitioners that once they go into practice, expand and grow.
Hopefully.
There are other practitioners that, are, I'm going to use the word fearful, fearful to get out of the box that they were taught and expand. And I think you even see this at conferences, whether it's a social work conference or a counseling conference or whatever. The extra sessions are attended, but not like there's an attendance for continuing education for cognitive behavioral therapy, right?
Right.
And
absolutely.
it just is what it is.
And I wonder to a degree if it's not also, and this is me just wondering aloud, if it also is not about simply levels of consciousness. Levels of awareness.
I think that's a good question
being willing to
put out there.
Being willing to
stretch
include
and grow.
Stretch and include those high, quote unquote, higher. I don't really like to call them higher, but expanded levels of consciousness.
Right. All right. So spiritual hygiene or energy hygiene.
Which I had to, before we get into it, I had to look up the etymology.
Oh, of course you did.
Of hygiene, right? It's really cool. I might be nerding out here, but hygiene...
you can count on
it. Hygiene comes from the Greek, meaning the healthful art. And the root, A-I-W, actually just means vital force.
I love it.
Isn't that elegant?
That is elegant.
I mean, so that's exactly what we're talking about, is being able to heal, to include, and to protect the vital force.
Yeah.
And it depends on where you see that vital force. That's what we were talking about in the beginning. Is it in the mind? Is it in the body? Is it in the spirit?
It's in all.
Right.
It's in all. And in fact, it's in every cell of your body.
Absolutely.
And every cell
beyond.
of your body also has a mind.
Yes.
And every cell of your body is influenced energetically or spiritually.
By the energy. Yeah.
So, number one, honor your body as the living scripture of your spirit. Treat yourself as a sacred vessel. Whoa. Okay, so honor your body as the living scripture of your spirit. Okay, so this is very interesting. We could go a lot of ways with this one, but, we've interviewed the author of Conversations with God several times,
Yes.
Neil Donald Walsh.
Yes.
And one of the provocative things that he mentions in his books is he raises the question, why would God have stopped communicating with humanity a couple thousand years ago, or whenever Scripture was, we decided which books would be included in what is now called the Old Testament and which books would be included in what is called the New Testament.
Yes.
And, of course, the tradition says that this is God speaking to humanity. Okay. That's
Why
fine.
would he stop speaking
Why would
to
he?
humanity?
The question, the very provocative question that Neil Donald Walsh raises, and if you've not read Conversations with God, Book 1, Book 2, Book 3, I recommend that you do. Be ready to stretch. Be ready to, again, it's a provocative read.
Yes.
But
it's a good one.
the question is a great question.
Yeah.
And this spiritual hygiene segment just kind of touches on it.
Yes.
That your body is the container. It is a living scripture.
It's an extension.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the way.
It's one of the ways that God speaks to us.
Yeah, and we were talking about
us.
radio, the radio frequencies, and you need a tuner.
Yeah.
Your body, our bodies are tuners.
Yep.
In
They're
a
receivers.
sense.
Yeah.
Receivers. But we've got to receive. They're always receiving, but we've got to tune in
Yep.
to be able to hear it. We're talking today about energy hygiene, improving it, what it is, and the strategies for improving it. All of that and more today here on Strategies for Living. We'll be back.
Facing the same old problems day to day makes you wanna holler, get away. Looking for the road that'll get me there, looking for hope and peace to spare. Looking for strategies. Strategies for living radio. Your dose of radio rehab strategies.
And welcome back in. You're looking, you found it. Strategies for Living. Lauren, Leon McMillian, David McMillian. Here talking today about energy hygiene, spiritual or energy hygiene. And, maybe a new subject for some people. Maybe some people going, interesting. All right. So we talked about honoring the body as the living scripture of your spirit. So treating yourself as a sacred vessel. And then don't abandon your inner voice in the name of harmony. Trust resonance or the lack of it. How many times in how many relationships do I just shut down, shut off? And I'm hearing my voice. Everything inside of me is screaming, no, don't sit here and listen to this. No, don't do this. No, don't get into that relationship. And I could go on and on.
Sure.
But I don't want to rock the boat. So in the name of harmony, I just abandoned that inner voice.
Yeah, I like the idea that they say in the name of harmony rather than peace, because it's not true peace.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And this is a tough one. This could be a lifelong practice of relearning.
Oh, yeah.
Right, because I think this one often starts early, right, and it begins as a survival strategy, right?
Well, yeah, we come into the world, our human beings come into the world completely and totally dependent upon our caregivers, our parents or whoever is caring for us. And, and of course, during that time that we are in prime development, first 6 to 8 years of our life, we're getting loads of messages, loads of, and they're not ours.
Right.
They're passed on, from our parents, from our grandparents, from our great-grandparents. And a lot of them are never questioned in a lifetime.
Right. And I mean, in the ideal situation, a caregiver or someone who is looking after a growing child can help the growing child to find their inner voice
Yes.
and to listen to it and to honor
And to
that.
learn to ask questions.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of the things that we're taught in human growth and development is there comes a point where it's okay for a child to question. It's okay and normal. And in fact, you want to encourage some pushback. It
Yes.
needs to be appropriate, obviously.
Right.
But it also needs to be encouraged. Okay, let nothing. This one, I guess we should asterisk, double asterisk, triple asterisk. Let nothing enter your field without your conscious invitation.
Okay, that's a big one.
This is a huge one.
We need to break that down.
Okay,
Right?
go for it.
Well, first of all, the idea of, well, what the heck is your field, right? Let nothing enter your field. And I would say that encompasses your mind, body, and spirit.
Well, it does. Yes, it does, Lauren, but it also encompasses a physical area around you.
Yes.
So I guess I'll give a real quick example here.
Okay.
If your house is all messy and dirty,
Right.
how do you feel?
Messy and dirty.
And when you clean it up, when you say, I've had enough, enough's enough, and you devote several hours on a Saturday or on a weekend, we're getting this thing cleaned up. And it's clean. And you're sitting back going, you can feel it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's because it's an extension of your energy field.
That's right. And so the same thing,
That's
just
what you're
to be aware that it's around us, and there's how we can prove it to ourselves.
Yeah.
It's around us, but if we're not aware of it, then we are not at all conscious about where we take our energy field and who and what we allow into the energy field.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. And so we have to be careful because we don't want it to get to a control point where, because you have to know the bounds of what is in your control, right? For this one. And we're not saying that it's all, you have control over everything that enters your field, but you do have conscious awareness that you can bring to everything that enters your field, right? And so this goes along with what we talk about a lot with triggers.
Yeah.
In particular is what I'm thinking about. If something arouses within you a strong emotion, say anger, right?
Right.
Well, that's something that has entered your field, right?
Yep.
And so...
and something that you should need to really kind of pay attention to.
Right. That's the conscious awareness piece, right? So to become aware, wow, okay, anger has come up. What does that mean? What's underneath that? And is this something that I want to allow to continue within my field?
Right.
And that's the piece we're talking about there. Let nothing enter your field without conscious invitation. Right. Right. To recognize.
And some people might be asking, well, now, wait a minute, Lauren and David. Wait. You guys talk a lot about family and about family relationships. You guys don't know my family.
Well, we have our own.
Come home Thanksgiving, Lauren and David, with me and watch what happens. Okay, I get that.
Fair.
I get that.
Yeah.
But what the human mind and energy field has the ability to learn is how to self-protect. I love the old Star Trek, episodes where they would put the force fields up and they could double the force field and nothing could penetrate through. They were still in the battle, right? They were still in the thick of things, and yet nothing could touch them. You and I have the ability to do that. We may need to learn the skill. We may need to get some information from a counselor, a book, some source, whatever source.
It is a well-developed skill.
Yes.
Right. And it's something that we can develop over time and with practice. Because what you're saying when you say put up the force field doesn't mean some energetic form of stonewalling or minimalizing.
No, it means I'm here and I'm present, but I'm not letting old Uncle Ed he ruins every Thanksgiving at some point when he gets enough alcohol in him. And I'm not going to let that happen this year. I'm just going to let Uncle Ed be Uncle Ed.
Right.
I'm not staying away. Uncle Ed is not going to keep me away from the family celebration and being around people that I truly love. But I'm not going to allow Uncle Ed can be Uncle Ed.
Right.
We know what he's going to do.
And you can be there in the space with Uncle Ed and recognize that not every opinion, not every person deserves residence in my field.
Right.
This
is a variation of this, and I don't want to get off into this, but I'm just going to say it real quick. A variation of this is something that we're battling a lot right now politically, because I don't know that we've ever been as divided as we are right now in terms of people on the left, people on the right. And, one of the things that we are not very tolerant of is really, and it shuts down communication. We're not able to listen to each other because we don't know how to put those force fields up.
We don't know how to boundary and to know that if someone says something, just because I don't agree doesn't mean that it threatens who I am or how I live.
There are some people who will remember this, who are old enough to remember this, but once upon a time, an extreme liberal named Tip O'Neill was Speaker of the House, and an extreme conservative named Ronald Reagan was President of the United States. And they could fight like cats and dogs and then eat together and drink beer together at night and consider each other dear friends.
Yeah.
That they just happened to disagree with each other. But they disagreed in a healthy way.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they continued to talk to each other and communicate with each other.
Right. They left the lines of communication open.
Absolutely.
And recognized each other as humans.
Cleanse and protect. Cleanse and protect your field of attention. Ooh.
Yeah. This one can sound a little woo, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to perform some ritual of holy water
I don't
or anything.
I don't have to sprinkle something on it or get the sage out.
You can.
Well, then you're double woo. Then you're woo. If you get the sage, you're woo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
holy water's just woo.
Oh, well,
yeah.
Who determined the levels of
I
woo?
did.
Oh, okay.
I did.
All
yeah.
right.
I'm the sole determiner of woo.
Gotcha. Woo! I mean, no, you don't have to. You can if it helps you to.
Yeah, rituals are for you. They help.
Right.
They help
if they help
some
you
people.
to focus and to stabilize what's already there, knowing that you really have the power within you, that's great and that's fine. But really what this is asking and saying is that what you repeatedly focus on is what grows stronger and what becomes a part of you. And so to, again, pay conscious attention to what you're allowing into your field and
what's happening within your system, within your body. If anger comes up, then that's yours.
Yes.
So it's yours to explore. And the way to... a lot of us just naturally turn to blaming.
Right. Well, he or she made me angry.
Right. Instead of claiming it as our own.
It's the old idea, right? If you spill coffee, why did you spill coffee? If I bump into you and I spill coffee, why did I spill the coffee? Well, it's not because you bumped into me. It's because I had coffee in my cup.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so the idea that when we get bumped in life, whatever's inside will spill out.
Well, I'm going to go through the drive-thru and get me a cup of coffee, and then I'm calling Morris Bart. We're talking spiritual hygiene, energy hygiene today on Strategies for Living. I'm sorry, Morris, and all of the Dudley and DeBosher and all those. I'm sorry, Gordon. I didn't mean to pick on you. Spiritual hygiene. Energy hygiene today here on Strategies for Living. We'll be right back.
We all have problems every day. We all need help along the way. We need strategies Strategies for living radio.
Where do you come up with this stuff? I mean, you mentioned woo-woo. How do you get this stuff? Does it just grow and you go out to the garden and pick it? I'm messing with you. Hey, folks. I wish you could see Lauren's eyes right now. Welcome back into Strategies
you get
for
some
Living.
of this stuff.
Well,
I think that was a projection.
Yeah, well, you know. I've been doing this the excuse I've got is I've been doing this for 33 years.
Yeah.
You know,
Well.
you're a bit younger, so, you know, what's your excuse? We're talking about spiritual.
Living with you.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's Strategies for Living with David McMillian.
With David
right?
McMillian. There you go. We're talking about energy hygiene today, spiritual hygiene. And, you know, again, talk about strategies. Man, when you think of some of this stuff, it kind of blows your mind. So honor your body as living scripture. Don't abandon your inner voice. Let nothing enter your field without conscious invitation. Cleanse and protect your field of attention. Don't try to earn love. Learn how to embody it.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
You were talking about, the last one about how we see this in the world and it needs healing. I think this is a big one.
Yeah.
Because we don't recognize, and I don't know if this is a combination, obviously, of Western society and living in capitalism, and we need stuff and we need to produce stuff in order to be worthy.
So
right?
we become human doings.
Right. And we forget, we lose contact with the truth that we simply are, and we're worth it because we are, and we are love. Right. And so there's we don't need to earn it. Right. We simply need to recognize that we've lost touch with it.
Right.
Right. I think it's something that we all have and we're all connected to and all a part of. But over our lifetimes and being hurt and wounded, we put up walls to it.
Yeah. And to be fair to human beings, and we touched on this earlier in last segment, we come into the world and we're completely, totally need to be. We have 100% needs. We can't care for ourselves. We can't protect ourselves as infants and 1-year-olds and 2-year-olds, and that's the reason that there are the laws that there are to, you know, hopefully protect children as they grow. But
I also think there's some truth to, we come into the world as souls, as spirit, knowing that whoever we're with is going to teach us love.
Teach us what,
And so whatever we're modeled becomes our working definition of what love is.
Right.
And this is one case I think I can say almost always it's a limited definition.
Yeah.
And it's not the full truth of it all, because we can't, I don't know that we can access that full level while we're in the body.
Yeah.
But we can get pretty close.
We can get close. We can
as
grow.
the masters have shown us.
Yeah.
I think that was part of what they wanted to bring through.
And so I think this is a challenge. This is a real challenge because we are so needy in our early developmental years, we naturally try to please our caregivers, try to please our parents. And so that's one of the first lessons that we learn. And so it's frankly, a challenge. Some people live 70 and 80 and 90 years and never understand that the kingdom is within. So embody love. You are an embodiment of love instead of having to earn it.
Right.
Speak with care as your words shape reality.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, how many times have we spoken about this? The power of words and what they mean. One of
Don Miguel Ruiz's agreements, 4 agreements. Mm-hmm. If you've not read the 4 agreements, we highly recommend.
Yes.
We highly recommend the 4 agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. But one of the 4 agreements is be impeccable with your words.
Yes.
And not just the words that you speak to others. Those are important,
Sure.
yes, but vitally important. We all have an ongoing conversation with ourselves going on all the time in terms of our waking consciousness. You know, many of us wouldn't even dream of talking to somebody else the way we talk to ourselves.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's what matters most, because it becomes the lens through which we experience ourselves and the world, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we had Gavin McMahon a few days ago, right? Who came
Well, you
on to
corrected
tell
me.
us-
His name is McMahon.
Yeah.
I called him McMahon on the
I
air.
think it's
McMahon. I
McMahon,
think it is too.
Anyway, but he wrote the book Story Business, right?
Yeah. Good book.
But the emphasis there was about the stories we tell ourselves,
Yeah.
right? And because that becomes
The way we live.
right.
Our stories become our life. Yep.
Yeah.
And again, it comes back to a responsibility thing.
Yeah. So what stories are you telling yourself?
Right. You're given a lot of stories
Sure.
in the first part of your life,
Are they true for you?
and you get to decide. I had George Walcott, Dr. George Walcott, on years ago on strategies, and he was talking about, he's got 2 wonderful sons.
Yeah.
And he came on at the time both of them were launched, and he was talking about his conversation with his sons as he was kind of shooing them out of the roost,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And he said to both sons, he gave a variation of the talk of, son, I gave you lots of stuff. I taught you lots of stuff. And he said 50% of it was pretty doggone good. And 50% of it was probably BS.
Yeah.
And if you know George, that'll ring true.
Yeah.
For any George Walcott fans out there. But this is what he said that is so important and so smart and right on. He said, son, it's up to you now to decide what 50% is worth keeping and what 50% is BS. And I remember the interview. It was in the Keel Studios, and I was listening to him as he was talking, and my mouth just, it's almost like I couldn't speak.
Yeah. Which is hard to
Because-
do for a radio guy.
Which is not really what you want. But anyway, we've covered some ground today. Maybe we've got some more
Yeah.
that we could cover. Maybe we'll do
Part 2?
a part 2 of this.
That'd be good.
But we're speaking about an important subject, which is managing your energy hygiene today, your spiritual and energy hygiene. And we've covered some good ground, probably some ground that some people are going to have to think about, and
Maybe
that's
some
good.
Invisible ground, which is important to wrestle with, right?
That's okay. Yeah, we need that wrestling. We need that mind stretching. We'll be back here on Strategies for Living in just a moment. Stay where you are. Welcome back. Welcome back into Strategies for Living. Lauren Leon McMillian, David McMillian, talking today about spiritual hygiene, energy hygiene, a subject that I don't think we've talked about in entirety before. And so, hopefully we've stretched our minds and helped other people stretch their minds. What's your takeaway from the road we traveled today?
I think it's just something for us all to wrestle with, to grapple with the idea that we are mind, body, and spirit. And so how are we caring for it? And I hope some of these practices, these ideas, give us a sense of empowerment.
Yeah.
That we're able to, we have a lot of control over what we choose to bring into our field and to allow to stay there, and what we do with it once it's there.
We're stewards. And I know this may be provocative, but you can't make a body and neither can I. You can't make a mind and neither can I. You can't make a spirit and neither can I. They're given to us. They're gifts. They're grace. Okay? The body, the mind, and the spirit. Therefore, we are, for a little while, we are stewards. And there are many, many lessons that come to us as a result of our stewardship.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well said.
Folks, thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being with us on Strategies, and we appreciate our sponsors making it all possible. The Robinson Film Center, Azalea Cleaners, Pintail Roofing, the Balanced Life Wellness Center, Fertitta's Delicatessen, home of the Muffy, SRT Sales Training, Uprising Addiction Center, and Mira Direct Primary Care. If today were the last day of your life, you only had one more phone call that you could make, who is it that you'd call? And what would you say? And why are you waiting? Make the call. For Lauren Leon McMillian, I'm David McMillian. See you next time right here on Strategies for Living.